Hello, my name is Inigo Montoya. You killed my father, prepare to die. No, this is actually Dungeons & Dragons. This is one of those broadcast games that about 800 of you are watching. Hello, thanks. And we're playing D&D currently in the Plane of Fire in the City of Brass with a bunch of Warforged who are the crew of a spelljamming vessel, a hammerhead ship called the Generator, that's right. I'm going to write that down. I keep forgetting it. All right. Generator. So, for those of you who watched last week's game, or 2 weeks ago, they had just gotten back from converting their payment from a Marid, a water genie, into a bunch of components that they bought from some fire giants, which they brought back to the laboratory of one Warforged named Gear, who's living in a lab underneath the palace of this water genie Marid. And the water genie Marid's name is Pasha Ubla. And Duncan, in a previous episode, has discovered that in a box on the shelf is a bunch of Warforged faceplates with the unique symbols called Gulra that house the Warforged soul. And he's got reason to suspect that Gear may possibly be up to no good, but we don't quite know yet what the details of the nefarious activities in this compound are. So we return and rejoin our heroes as they re-enter the compound, having just avoided a confrontation with a very nasty dragon.
Mark cricks his neck a little bit. Boy, that sure was stupid of me.
There was resounding agreement in the
Duncan refrains from comment.
As you enter the compound, you are confronted by Fizna Gaff, the import agency guy, the officious Ifrit, who wafts over. He's wearing an entirely different outfit from the last time. It's still a uniform of some kind, but he just seems to have made it up on the spot. Says, what's in the boxes? Crates?
Parts.
You know, that's a good question. We assume it's parts.
Is this official business for Pasha Ubla?
I produced the box that we produced to the dragon.
Oh, is this from... Oh, I see, it's from Fire Giants. Oh, yeah, okay. No problem. I thought you were bringing it in from off the plane. None of my business.
What sort of things are illegal here in the Brass City? What sort of stuff are you looking to not have come to the Brass City?
Oh, major artifacts that can disrupt the natural order of things, such as they are in the Plane of Fire. Things that are dangerous to Freddy.
So like
this is our city, after all.
An endless decanter of water or something like that.
Oh, yeah, something like that. You just jumped right to that. Just straight into endless water.
Is it, it's like wet bread to them.
It's like...
A little bit triggered by that. I think I'm going to go and torture something. Have a good day.
Oh, how should I address you? What title do you prefer?
Oh, Agent Fuzna?
I like that. I would have some words with you, Agent Fuzna, preferably on your free time, if that could be arranged.
Well, I'm not doing anything in particular right now. Was it anything complicated?
Potentially.
You seem reluctant. So why don't you others go inside and my friend here and we'll have a chat with me.
I head inside.
We heard the gallop door.
Can we be scryed at the moment?
And yes, got to say, yeah, we can.
Yeah, I'd rather continue this conversation somewhere where we'd be safe from such a thing.
Well, we could. Oh, do you gamble?
I dabble. That's what a gambler likes to hear, right?
Well, as we previously mentioned, I do think you're lucky, so I've been thinking about this. If you're in the mood to have a private conversation, I know a place where we can't be scryed. And you seem to have come into some wealth recently, so there's a high-stakes game of chance, which I'm going to be attending in about 2 hours, 3 hours.
That sounds reasonable.
Great. Here's the address.
Excellent. Thank you very much.
I'll see you there. I'll bring a lot of money.
Righto. I head up to the laboratory.
He whistles as only a freaky can. Down in the lab, you are confronted by the sight of Gear, who has got all of the lab benches cleared of all of his other minor projects, and he's got the frameworks of Warforged laid out. He's unbundling lots of bits of tools and things like that in anticipation of the components which you are bringing back. And as you bring in the crates, he sends Freedom around to collect various bits, and Freedom's just like, okay. Opening up crates, getting up the...
Freedom is getting along.
Yeah, he's more and more capable of sort of free thought as the hours go by, and he seems a lot like a certain Warforged that you know in his mannerisms, although he's developing his own sort of traits as well, as you do in such a different sort of body, since he can see in multiple directions at once, and things like that. Anyway, so they're gathering up components, wood fibers, alchemical components, the tubing, the various fluids and things and flasks that go into making a Warforged. And you notice that Gear has gone over to the shelf and he's picked up the box with the various Gulra masks, and he's brought them back to the tables to lay them out.
What are you working on? Obviously a Warforged, but more specifics.
Well, not just a Warforged, but these three who I think, bring back to life.
Oh.
Is that all of the heads in the box?
Yes.
Wasn't there like 20 heads or something like that in the box? Was it just 3?
It may have been. He could be lying.
I remember being there.
Well,
He doesn't know that you're
recalled if there were more.
There was definitely more.
Well, looking at our newfound ability to resurrect Warforged definitely improves our chances of being restored should we make another mistake. I look towards Mark and his recent encounter with the dragon.
That's right. I did indeed agree to do some improvements. Mark, if you'd like to step this way. He points to a scarecrow rig.
I'm gonna do an insight check. That's a 15 to see if I'm gonna come out the same as I went in.
No, you definitely won't.
What kind of improvements are we talking about?
Oh, 6 million different improvements. I'll make you bigger, stronger, faster than before.
Stronger, you say?
Possibly.
And I look over at the box that I was having a very difficult time lifting, that. Very well. And I get up on the scarecrow rig.
Great. We're going to need to get rid of some of these old parts. Obviously, the organics in the arms and things is no good. Although the joints are very efficient, then they can't withstand the sort of strength that you need for the muscle fibers. You understand?
Very well.
Great. Don't know why he's rubbing his hands together. So, over the next 3 or so hours, there is a montage of bits and components, flying sparks, grinding, pounding on a cable with a mallet for some reason. Yeah. Gear takes his shirt off, for we don't know why.
Well, that would make me late for the high-stakes gambling, where I had to stay there the entire time.
Yeah.
So I'll be on my way.
So you leave just as Mark is going under and slipping into unconsciousness, and his brain plate is opened up, and Gear's in the back fiddling around with things, and he takes out some various crystals of particular fine quality and carefully slots them inside. Says, there we go. Diplomacy, etiquette training, how to win friends and influence people, and home and garden guide. I don't know why, but it might help. So he installs all sorts of charisma increasing things.
Oh, as I'm leaving, I ask Freedom to take notes for me.
He says,
if you would be kind.
Where are you going?
To see a man about a horse.
What's a horse?
A disgusting creature.
Do I have to stay in this lab?
I don't suppose you do. You have free will, after all.
Yes, I'm not owned by anyone, so...
I guess you are technically employed by me, but...
Then I should go
yes,
with you.
you can come with me, yes.
Great. He's capable of emotions. He smiles.
Have you told Rort that you're going to go gambling?
I don't suppose I have.
You can go incognito. Or you can, leave us here to continue our improvements. Either way.
Is Rort getting any improvements?
I thought so.
But we all had one that we were supposed to get.
Well, Duncan's already perfect, so...
Alright, I'll just wait here. I'll make sure that Mark gets turned back on.
Sure. Alright. While we're here, can I get a Constitution saving throw from you, Mark?
Sure. 12 plus 1, so 13.
Okay. And also from you, Rort.
Me? Ooh, that's a 19 plus 6, 5, 6.
Okay.
Yeah, 5, so like 24.
So, Mark, you're fine. You actually get a roll a d4 for me.
Boy, do I feel great. And for some reason, I feel interested in horticulture. That's a 4.
4?
Mm-hmm.
So you've increased your charisma by 4.
What?
Yeah.
Boy, I also feel charming as a wit.
There's
It's
one
a-
problem.
It's a
It's
plus 2.
changed. It's changed your alignment one shift towards bad, and you can't remember anything from the last 24 hours.
Bad alignment? That's the worst alignment.
Bad. Yes,
So I'm lawful
badness.
neutral.
Yeah.
You learn too much sass.
You learn too much etiquette.
You learn too much.
Alright.
It was the How to Win Friends and Influence People, as written by Nazis or something.
Yeah.
Yeah. Just grab them by the something.
Wait a second, this isn't Dale Carnegie.
Yeah.
Alright.
So, How to Win Friends and Influence People by Sung Soo.
How to Win Friends and Establish a Third Reich.
How to Win Friends and Influence a Land War in Asia.
Ooh, no.
No.
It's a horrifying prospect.
What about my strength? Did my strength go up at all?
No.
So it's still -3.
Yeah.
-3.
Yeah.
That's a lot of
It's
negative.
bad. It's bad. Like I said, rolled very
good news
poorly
is-
for strength.
The good news is it's not getting any worse.
That's good.
So he basically activated you to make sure that your brain is still working before he did anything else to your body, because he wasn't going to waste his time on your frame if you were brain dead.
Ah.
Thrifty.
Great.
So you got the
Rot.
you got the option
It is.
of
It is good to see you again, Rot. Oh boy, it feels like almost a day since I have seen you, Rot.
How long has it been? Only 1 hour or so? 2 hours?
I don't remember.
it's been 2 hours.
I go along and I say, yes, it was definitely... Actually, it was 2 days. You've been out for 2 days.
Boy howdy, that is interesting. How is the weather?
Hot.
Indeed. And I just stand there, looking at him, smiling,
I tell him that Duncan's
as much as
gone.
Mark can.
Duncan's gone for a walk, so I don't know where he's gone. Something to do
I
with
sure
the horse.
could go for a walk. A horse, you say?
Yes, he had to see a man about a horse.
A man in the plane of fire
With a horse.
with a horse. Well, can't say I can argue much with that logic. Let us go. Or you should have a seat.
What's Gear doing?
Gear's
Taking
just
notes.
Let's say I left my little homunculus robot with actual directions to where I was going,
okay.
so they could get there if they so chose.
Sure.
Your robot horseshoe crab. The Roomba.
The Roomba.
Roomba with a squirrel tail.
Yeah. What is it, boy? Where's Duncan? Is he falling down a well?
What's this? A strange addiction to gambling?
All right. So you're at the residence, which is located underneath a steamed dumpling restaurant.
Oh no.
It's that kind of place. The entrance to the bunker down below is through the side kitchen, which just deals with pots of tea. There's an enormous urn of tea, which is being stirred by a harassed and scolded goblin. And he just points in the general direction of the broom cupboard, which has a slide pole going down next to a staircase, but most people take the pole.
I shall brave the pole.
Excellent. So does Freedom. It does not go well. He gets wedged in the chute. Oh no. I'm large and square.
Oh goodness.
I will go back up. Flap, 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 flap with his wings. Yeah. It's a undignified entrance, and everybody turns and looks at you. You are confronted by Buzna, of course, who is now wearing a tuxedo without a tie. Another Ifrit. This one is flamboyantly dressed and is wearing tights and is carrying a asbestos kerchief in his hand, which he gestures with. You've got a stocky, very stocky. Almost looks. You almost think he's like an earth giant at first, but then he turns around and he's got a rocky continence to his skin, his face, and he looks like he's an earth genasi. And he's wearing a big wide belt with whips and chains on it. There is a silver-skinned. You almost don't notice him at first. He's so blends into the background. But there's this official who's wearing a cut suit, almost pinstripe, but it's all different shades of silver, and he's got a silvery skin. And his hair is in an immaculate coif, and he's just looking at you with long, thin fingers. You've never seen anything like this being before. And there is a minotaur that is dressed in pirate gear, pantaloons. He's got a peg leg and everything. And that is the people who are playing cards around this table.
Salutations. Make my way to the table.
You are intercepted by another individual. I don't remember what it was. So this is a some form of infernal. Short, portly, about 4 foot tall, with long, thin horns that curl. Wearing a mesh shirt, 1980s fashion style, and leather pants. And he has one of those little gambling caps on with the green eye shade. It says, "You gotta get some chips before you sit at the table."
Righto. Do I change money with you? Or...
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Let's go for 8,000.
8,000. Not going to be here long then. He puts 8 chips in front of you. You notice that the ante on the table is one of those chips per hand.
Let's make it 15.
All right. Tink, 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 tink. They're very nice chips, actually. They're like a starburst pattern with what appears to be an angel in the center.
Yes, I left directions to my compatriots, and upon entering the place, I have a feeling that might be a no-no. So I'm just making you aware if you want to stop them at their door or something. Otherwise, they'll be coming here.
The official, whose name is Skillix Macron, he's got a name tag, says, I'm sure that's not a problem. Are they here to gamble or just watch?
I do not know.
Well, we've got a bar over in the corner. They can drink and watch, I suppose. If they drink. Do you drink?
Yes.
Okay. Complimentary drinks while you're at the table.
Fantastic.
What's your poison?
Pure ethanol.
Boring, but good.
It's a Manhattan, but it's called the Brass City.
Yeah. First note, and the same. Yep, pure arsenic. Pours the pure arsenic over a lump of coal, a square of coal, heated to room temperature. It fizzles into a glass. He stirs it with a gold swizzle stick, which noticeably fizzes. Fuzna goes, bottoms up.
Just slowly drain it.
So, not long until your friends get here. What did you want to talk about?
Oh, well, you must hate Marids. No.
I can see why you wanted a private conversation. Yes, I detest them, as everyone does here.
I know he's up to something, and I don't know what, but I know it's big.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, a Tarask egg. So,
Wait a minute.
I was wondering...
A Tarask egg?
I thought he was there when it was unloaded. Well, it's a little late to take that back.
I don't think he saw it get revealed. He just saw the box get unloaded.
He asked you how to open it up, and you're like, well, sorry, we can't. Can't. It's not ours. So he's like, a Tarask egg.
The contents of our shipment were one Tarask egg. Oh, and Pasha Ubla has taken custody of a young Androsphinx. But we have his mother's bones. So might you be able to bring her back?
Back from death?
From the great beyond.
Oh, typically no. They don't really go in for resurrections. I mean, maybe. Do you think she'd be compelled to return for her child?
Oh, most certainly.
How do you know it's a female?
The bone structure.
You are a learned... He's making a pretense of playing his hand. By the way, you've got a pair of twos.
Slightly better than junk.
Anything else you wanted to talk about? I mean, yes, we don't like the married, and now quite considerably more.
I don't see the point in leaving a cat half out of a bag. I found a Demonomicon.
He looks over at the
wrappings
devil in the
with
corner.
Gulras.
Gulras, what's a Gulra?
It's the language used. It's an ancient language. I tap my forehead. It's also used in summoning circles.
The Earth Genasi leans over, whose name is Kringsclaw. He leans over and goes, it's the thing that traps a soul into their artificial body. The same sort of thing that combines our souls with elemental form. The Ifrit says, speak for yourself. I am born of fire. Basically just call the Earth Genasi mudblood.
Oh.
Genasi's like 20.
He ups the ante.
Yeah. The silver-skinned individual on the sword on the corner says, "I'll see." He's listening intently to this conversation.
Oh, what else? A large chunk of adamantium was traded to the fire giants in what I assume is... It was definitely a... The transaction will have repercussions. I overheard that much. And for whom I do not know.
Fuzna leans over to the silver-skinned individual who he says, Montica, does that interest you? That sounds like something that they'd be taking out. And Montica says, yes, so I'd like to know where that's going. Such a large amount of adamant going to the prime material world could have repercussions. Do you happen to know where it was destined?
I do not.
Pity. Are you looking for employment? Would it be a conflict of interest for you to follow that package? I understand you have a ship.
I do, and I believe it would behoove me and mine greatly to get out of the City of Brass.
Well, that's easily arranged. If you need to leave immediately with some expedition, then I could help you greatly. Since I am an export official. Even the way this guy talks is bland and neutral.
It may become a requirement as the situation develops.
The Minotaur says, I'll see. You folded?
Yeah.
So it turns out that the silver-skinned individual has the superior hand. He rakes in the coins. A rash decision. Quick explore. It's your ante.
In I go.
You get 3 queens. The dealer, who's the devil, pays very little attention to you.
Or just leave it at ante.
So the Efreet Thespian is out. I can't get a single card today. They hate me. More ambrosia. The Earth Genasi goes, ugh. He's pretty low on chips now, so he throws in. The silver-skinned individual bets 40. And the Minotaur sees 40.
That would put me all in.
You go all in.
That I do.
Nice. You win.
Excellent.
Fosner gets up and says, well, it's getting early. I have things to do. I didn't get your name.
I'm Duncan with a Barkrak Stratum.
The Thespian goes, the author.
One and the same.
Good grief. It's a pleasure. Here, he passes you some theatre tickets.
Thank you very much.
No, not at all. Flutter, flutter, flutter.
So, were I capable of obtaining a resurrection for the giant sphinx in question, I assume quite a wrench would be thrown into the entire operation.
Fosnar looks over at the silver-skinned individual and says, I think our departments may need to work together on this one. Montica stands up. He's only about 5 foot tall. Yes, I agree. Resurrection can be provided. Shall we then? I fancy a cup of tea.
Very good.
Fosner leans over and says, by cup of tea just means hot water.
How hot?
Bland, lukewarm water. The man has no idea how to have fun. Have you ever met the Marul Mani?
Yes. Oh, have mercy.
That's right. He's a real Marnie. Montecascaran, the real Marnie. So you head out of the gambling establishment just as the other Warforged arrive.
Well, that was quite a walk. Took
You,
some time to see the sights. Ah, Duncan, it is good to see you.
You seem more likable.
Would you care to see my flowers? And I open up my chest. Just slightly.
You seem less likable as well.
It's the family show, Bryce.
I propose we step back into the establishment and I can bring you up to speed on our current situation.
So you sit down at the table, and an array of dumplings and tea is provided to you by some scampering kobold and goblin servants. There's also some nefarious-looking lizard folk wandering around, and there's some scuffle going on off on the side involving a gang initiation.
Gang initiation.
Yeah.
Lizard folk gangs.
Yeah. Lizard folk and Dragonborn. It's a long story.
Quite the place you have found here.
So I just bring them up to speed on all of the shiesty things that I've observed and the fact that we're going through with the plan to resurrect the Gynosphinx.
So at the table is also Fuznagath, the Efreet, and a silver-skinned individual who you were introduced to as Montekar Skaran, the Rilmani.
Okay.
A female goblin comes over, looks at the untouched dumplings, and says, "Did you order food?"
We did not.
Do you eat? I mean, not to put too fine a point on it, but you look like you're made out of metal and wood.
Are you asking if you can have the food?
No, I'm asking if you need to pay for it, or shall I take it to another table?
Oh, well then, we do not need it.
Wasted bloody mechanical. She carries it off.
I drink the tea though. When it's worth.
It's superb.
It just sloshes around.
Superb. Yeah. A little bit of antifreeze. So the Romani says, will the resurrection be part of the payment for seeking the destination of the Cube of Adamant? Do you know whether it is still on the Plane of Fire, or is it going elsewhere already? Do you know how to acquire the information?
Would I
I'm
know
regretting
if
having an NPC with such a boring voice.
Does our ship have some kind of tracking?
It's got all the bells and whistles. Not only that, but you're now accompanied by who was the other Warforged with you with the baseball cap? Steve.
Steve.
Steve is now refitted. So he's still got the baseball cap, but he's also now got a. He looks like Johnny Bravo. So he's massively bulky on the upper body, real slim on the bottom. He's wearing basketball boots. Yeah, jeans, basketball boots, a leather jacket. He's got an assortment of bangles, and he's smoking.
Large head. or top of his very very large hair is a
Yeah.
baseball hat.
Yeah. Well, yeah. It's a very large baseball bat, and he
Baseball
seems
hat.
to have some sort of baseball hat. He
Oh.
has some sort of inbuilt vape device.
Oh. Do we want to bring Steve with us now? Or is he like here with us? Is that what you meant?
He's here. He's there with you.
Okay.
Mhm.
We can. I believe we have a way to track ship, another ship that has left, as long as we have enough information on it.
You're looking for a large chunk of adamant.
Yes.
As a matter of fact. Yep, it's still here.
Do you know where it is?
We left it. I don't know any specifics. I wasn't invited to the thing.
Probably still with the fire giants then.
Then we
didn't even know we were going to the thing.
Right.
Then we
Fire
probably
giant.
still
Really?
have time.
Yes, I distinctly remember the fire giants being very upset that we were taking
I
their
distinctly
stuff.
do not remember the fire giants.
From what distance can you track the adamantine?
Well, as long as the device is still on the cargo, then I can track it.
So again, what is this about fire giants?
The Rulmani says they will probably be transporting it to a prime material world using a dwarven transport in the form of a fortress that will lift off from the surface and exit the plane of fire.
And
If you follow them at a safe distance, you'll be able to go directly to wherever they're going. Then I'll give you a means to communicate with my agency, if need be.
Apologies for any offense, but why do you wish to know where this adamantine is being taken to?
Because I'm a Romani.
Fair enough.
Anything that disrupts the balance is of concern to the Romani. Such is our existence. Such is our duty. Our compulsion.
As to the resurrection, I believe such an act would be mutually beneficial to both parties, and I propose we split the cost.
Cost. I'll provide it for you for free. I assume that outfitting your vessel for flight is not very prohibitively expensive.
Our ship can already fly. That's its only job.
Ah. Excellent.
I'm trying to think of the Sphinx, the sun. He's a juvenile. He was stuck inside of that gemstone.
Mm-hmm.
So he was not aging when he was stuck in there. And how long does it take before a juvenile becomes an adult for a Sphinx? Is it like hundreds of years, or is it?
Yeah.
Okay.
So I have no idea.
I do
Well, they're
remember we
basically immortal,
called
right?
him. We called him Jeffrey Roll. Jeffrey Roll.
Wallenar, also known as Jeffrey.
Yeah.
So, what happened to Alia?
She
is in the custody of Pasha Ubla,
Oh,
having not negotiated terms.
right. So, tea is had, dumplings are smelled and seen from a distance. The officious.
I give the goblin a gold tip, a gold coin tip.
How generous of you.
You're definitely fast when it comes to currying dumplings.
Oh, I'm fast at many things, love.
Okay.
I think this is the first time I've ever felt nausea.
Oh, you'll.
Mark says to himself.
If only you knew this non-player character, my home game guys back here in New Zealand know this character particularly well.
Ooh, gross!
Yeah, sometimes biblically.
Oh, oof.
Alright, and then we leave the
Goblin,
dumpling place. Far, far
You said it was a
behind
goblin,
us.
right?
It's a goblin, yeah, goblin female. Not at all interested in Warforged or their attachments. Thank you very much.
But it gyrates.
Nah, none of that. So, you head back to the compound of Pasha Ubla. And there is a busyness around the ship, which has been brought up from the storage place down below. Pasha Ubla seems to be occupied. And it looks like hasty preparations are being made. The Sphinx's body, whereabouts is that located?
In the ship, alphabetized.
Orderly
in a
pile
barrel.
in the ship.
You just left it stacked up. Okay. So an assortment of miscellaneous, but all complete as far as you know. Sphinx bones are assembled, and the Romani says, "We'll need some privacy."
By the ship, do you mean the generator?
Yeah.
Privacy in the generator.
Would you like me to do this inside the ship?
Things are moving along very quickly.
I think we should go. I'm going to go back. I'm going to go and try and find Jeffrey. I tell them to wait. I'm going to go find the teenage Sphinx.
Yep. He's.
Let's do this at another location, so we can explain the situation upon her resurrection.
Where would you like to go? There's not much by way of public accommodation here. I'm loath to do this in my own offices.
Guess we might as well do it in the ship then. Best place, if any.
Okay.
But first, I want to get Jeffrey. So
you head into the complex, make your way across. You notice that Pasha Ubla is relaxing on his palatial beanbags, water beanbags, of course. And Alia is sitting on a couch next to him, draped over his form and whispering sweet nothings in his ear. She seems to have wheedled her way into a semi-relationship with him, which would upset her parents hugely.
Well, she doesn't love him for his body, that's for sure.
Yeah, she spies you walking across the compound quite a distance away, and you can feel the heat of her glare from here. She whispers something furiously to Pasha Ubla, and Pasha goes, like he's considering some outrageous request. The forebodings are strong.
This is Duncan's problem, not mine.
Just to be clear, I did not enter the room with him.
That's true. So you head over to an alcove. There is some mournful sort of music playing with a plinking electric instrument, and the Sphinx is sitting on a book nook, reading a book. He's dyed his hair dark and blows his fringe out of his face and says,
Listening to My Chemical Romance.
This all sucks.
Oh boy.
Nobody knows my pain.
Jeffrey. Jeffrey.
That's my slave name.
What on earth are you reading? I look at his book. What is he?
It's Jordan Peterson.
It's
Rules for Happiness.
12 alignments for life. Okay. Stop reading that. We've got something very important that relates to where you came from, and it's best if you were there when it occurred.
I come from a prison.
Oh yes.
I want a skateboard. Can I have a skateboard?
You can have a skateboard if you come with me. In fact, you can have two skateboards.
Will you let me skateboard if I want a skateboard?
You can skate. You can. I'm pretty sure. Is there a skateboarding rink in our city?
Undoubtedly.
Okay. Well, we'll have to manufacture you a skateboarding rink if there isn't one here. But let's go.
All right. He gets up and pants after you.
I take him back to the generator. And
so sick of that shit, man.
I think you'll be pleasantly surprised. And then...
Can't you, like, decorate it, put some flames down the side or something? I mean, you're in the city of fire.
Okay, how about we worry about the skateboard before we start worrying about flames on the ship?
I mean, it's a piece of shit. Look at it.
Okay, let's go. Where's that Romani?
He's right there. So, this is the young man.
Yes, very young.
Pleased to meet you, Wallana. Looks up like, how did you know my name? Just my business to know things. He scares me a little.
Who was
yes,
that?
Well, just keep...
That's Jeffrey saying,
okay.
How does he know my name?
Just keep thinking about that skateboard, okay?
We need...
Yep. Jeffrey's now pretty serious. What's going on?
Like, this is out of character knowledge. Because Duncan doesn't know that the other Warforged are to join our party. But if we do this now, shit's gonna hit the fan. Pasha's gonna be angry. And how are we gonna have time to go to the lab?
I'm fully okay with you guys leaving without them. If that's what happens, I don't care.
Can I get to the lab without going through Pasha's chambers?
Yep.
Where's Freedom?
Still stuck in a stairway back in a gambling den, as far as I know.
Oh, fuck.
It's being stripped for parts by gang members.
No, he went with us.
They left me, Daddy.
He went with us.
I'm sure we would have collected him.
Okay.
We would have.
Okay, so he's with you.
Where do we put our Modron?
Mark, do you have any teleportation? Anything?
Turn invisible.
Let me I will go through
wizard.
I will go through all my spells. I don't get teleportation stuff till later.
Do some magic for God's sakes. Okay.
Dimension door
That's 4th level.
or arcane gate. That's 5th level.
Anything! Produce flame! Anything!
I can Misty Step, or I can turn invisible.
It's a good start. Misty stepping is basically teleportation. God only knows what the Feywild attached to the plane of fire looks like. I'm thinking flaming potpourri. Fey ash. It's where all the vapes go to die.
Vape elemental.
Yeah.
Alright.
It's got like a top knot.
Duncan,
Right.
what are you doing?
I can hit you with my wand of wonder and hope that it gets something good.
What's the plan?
Duncan?
I need to go to the lab.
All right. You head down to the lab. Gear is engrossed in the initiation starting process of getting these Warforged going. They have a personality matrix. They have operational guidelines. They have no memories of who they were. They have a vague recollection of being somewhere really happy. And the word Gond.
Shit. I just pulled them from Warforged Heaven.
Yeah. Something about two cogwheels facing each other, intertwined. They get up and they look at Gear. And they say, don't do that ever again. Where are we?
Where we are doesn't matter. Would you like to go for a ride on a very fancy ship?
Okay.
You would. Excellent.
Great. They're all new. They're all yours now.
Shepherd them the hell out of here.
I follow.
Gear is writing notes. He's completely engrossed in his achievement and seems to have paid no attention whatsoever to the warning, the admonition of these recently returned Warforged from the afterlife of not to attempt to resurrect the Warforged. He's like, meh. The franchise rights alone will make me rich beyond my wildest dreams. And is 16 of the Golora.
Okay, do we all get onto the ship now? With Freedom, Steve, the 3 Warforged?
Are you going to take Jeffrey onto the ship with his mother being resurrected on it?
Yeah, that's the point. He gets to see this.
Oh yeah, that's not traumatic at all.
This is his problem. He needs to grow up really quick.
At first, he doesn't understand what's going on because he is a typical teenager and is so self-obsessed that he doesn't actually realize that the bones of the Sphinx that he's looking at are his mother. He's fascinated by the whole process of the Romani, who scares the crap out of him. basically speaking supernal and drawing forth. He's doing a true resurrection. Bing! Bit of frankincense. Would everybody like to dip your hands in the holy water, please?
Just break the surface with my finger.
He passes around a collection plate.
I put in 10 gold pieces.
I put in 20 of the gems that sprayed out of my wand of wonder.
Nice.
Put in a random little tool from my stash of mundane items. It's a hex wrench.
He looks down at it, looks back up at you. Really? That's all your absolution is worth to you?
What? This is actually useful. They put garbage in there.
Alright, if it's useful to you. He goes around to the young Sphinx. He takes an earplug out.
An earplug?
Wait, was he wearing AirPods?
That's a sacrifice.
No, like a stretcher, like a earring.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh, like a gauge.
Yeah. Takes his
Okay.
gauge out and puts it in there.
Oh boy, he had gauges. Oh, he reminds me of me when I was his age.
It's got like insane clown posse written around on the inside.
Oh, never mind. That's nope.
That's right, Juggalo Sphinx. Okay, so the Royal Marty then takes that to the center and basically sets it on fire. It goes up in a plume, and something comes down, and the flesh starts reforming on the Sphinx's body, and the bits and pieces start reforming. Jeffrey looks suddenly embarrassed. Oh, it's a female. And then recognizes the face forming and says, "Wait, Mom?"
Here comes your skateboard. Just
Steve, why don't you go ahead and start the ship? Things are about to get crazy.
Steve says, "I kind of want to hang out and see what happens next."
yes, you can do that
This-
on the ship.
Do you want to be able to continue seeing that after this is done? Then
Yeah, but I'm not-
please start the
I'm not-
ship.
All right. He's kind of.
We'll leave the comms open so you can hear everything.
I'm not.
Would you like to listen to somebody giving birth? Please leave the comms on. Oh god.
So both of the Sphinxes, as soon as the Sphinx has regained consciousness, looks at her son, goes, "Now," and they both teleport. So Steve is not back to the pilot seat in time to see that they've teleported 120 feet away from the ship. But they are exiting stage right.
Oh,
The female then casts greater invisibility and they vanish.
I rush up to the deck to watch them vanish. Well, that was sort of like getting a skateboard, I guess.
Oh yeah, I forgot that her disrupting their plans was based on the premise that Ubla had custody of her son. If he's just there, then she takes what she wants. Let's get the hell out of here.
That's Uber's problem now.
I don't
she
want
has-
to be on the plane of fire any longer.
Sure. She has no idea who Pacha Ubla is.
Shit's about to get hot.
I shout out in common You forgot your skateboard, Jeffrey.
Oh,
My name's not Jeffrey, asshole!
Yes, it is. We named you.
DARPA stands confused.
That
I
was
thought
like,
we were going to be going on an interesting ride. Ah, there we go.
I assume the Romani has way off the ship.
yeah, would you like to let him get off the ship?
Yes, we do not want to take
Okay.
a Romani with us and have his boring voice on the ship for the rest of the adventure.
We already
As-
have to deal with
We need
his
the
voices.
communicator.
As you see him exit the ship and the ship rises over the city of Brass, narrowly dodging a school of alarmed gargoyles who are spray painting flames down the side of the ship. You see from all sides of the compound a horde of Rilmani approaching, and they're all carrying silver staves, which, as various officials and fruity and just party goers and guests exit the building, they go, and basically large holes appear in the individuals who then fall face forward, the inside of their torso missing, teleported somewhere else.
Ah!
I thought
Apparently, importing a Tarrasque into the city of Brass was a no-no.
I sure do
who'd
hope
have
they
thought?
deal with that. I sure do hope they deal with that Tarrasque egg. I
No
suppose
doubt.
this ship is ours now.
Indeed.
It was always ours. What are you talking about?
No, it was Pasha Ublav's.
Oh,
Was it?
I'm pretty sure.
Maybe.
It was-
Pretty sure you
I
just
think
fired
he
us.
had chartered it.
Yeah.
Hmm.
Well, he has bigger problems now.
There's no way that a group of like 5th levels is going to be able to afford a.
Oh, that would
Well,
be
I
if
don't
there's
know.
any such thing as game balance in my campaign, but there isn't. So let's forget about that sort of safety net.
I make sure that the other 3 Warforged know what's going on and tell them to buckle up.
Ah,
They look down at the scene below, and all of them turn to each other and go, all of the agents are coming together from different sides.
Yes, exactly that. Okay, let's go.
question.
That's ominous.
What alignment and background is DARPA? Because all I see is skirmisher.
Oh, DARPA is a, let's see.
Because I need to know how to play him.
What did I write down? DARPA is a...
Chaotic neutral.
He's a Warforged monk with low mental stats.
Mm-hmm.
So he is point him in the direction, and he goes into combat mode and beats the crap out of whatever is in front of him.
But is he like lawful or is he?
No, he's nothing. He's just
Neutral?
he's got this gift.
Unaligned.
He's got this gift to blankness. You just put him down, and he will get somebody. Yeah, unaligned,
Let's do this.
neutral.
I'm gonna use this voice for him.
Okay.
What's the Warlock's dealio?
Bones is creepy. He believes that life and he's basically Phyrexian, so life and death are the same. It's just different types of energy. For him, coming back from death and dying again is exactly the same. No difference.
Okay, I gotta think of a creepy voice to give him.
I live again. And Slinky is an assassin. He's quiet. He sort of graduated from being a yeah boss to a killing everyone sort of thing. but that was long ago. And he doesn't remember. Never remembers being picked on by other people, but now he kills people with impunity. With some degree of, like a hobby. How many ways
Oh,
can
that's
you kill
not
somebody?
excellent.
How many ways can you kill somebody with a toothpick? Let's find out. Now he's lost count. Doesn't remember. He's got lots of like marks on his arm. They're probably significant.
Can I glean anything from them?
Oh, of course, these wouldn't be his original arm marks. No. Maybe it's a Paisley pattern. We don't know. Maybe he sees significance in patterns. I don't know. It's up to you. He's a little bit weird.
Paisley assassin.
He's a Paisley assassin, yeah. He's like Dirk Gently assassin. Everything's connected. Daggers, hearts, it's all connected. It's just going home, see? Stab.
7-Eleven was a part-time job.
Yep.
Jeez. Right. So I move up to the command center with Steve, and I sit down in one of the chairs around the center.
There isn't another chair in the center. In the
Well, then I
around
sit
the
down in my
helm.
chair.
Okay, so you're in an adjacent room, leading back through the doorway. Hey.
Yep.
He says, "You seem different somehow."
Beep,
Beep, beep.
could be the work that Gear did to me.
I know, it's great, isn't it?
I'm not
Oh,
sure
yeah.
how I feel. You seem different as well.
I poke Steve's.
More
I poke Steve's
corporeal.
guns. Are they like balloons or are they?
Is
Yeah, they're
Steve
like
somehow
utility
weaker than me?
Yeah, it's like
They're like utility pouches.
yeah, they're like inflatable.
Hmm.
So
I
they're
need
like-
to examine Gear's modifications, make sure everything is on the level.
Yep, there's been some divine degree pokery. Like when they resurrected, it went beyond what Gear had built. So yeah, essentially, Gear rebuilt some golems, and some divine power resurrected them and recreated the organic form, which the forges, the soul forges, where the Warforged originally are made, would perform.
Hmm.
So Gear
So-
doesn't actually really know how to do it.
Talking about Rot and Mark, like make sure he didn't
Oh.
install any malicious subroutines or
viruses.
anything like that.
That's a good point. Glad you mentioned it. No, they seem to be fine.
I don't think I even got my upgrade. Pretty sure only Mark got the upgrade.
No, that's
Yeah.
what we were waiting for.
Anyway,
That's why we left so late.
too late for that now.
Oh,
What
Let's-
did you want upgraded?
Well, let's go back to. I say, Steve. Steve, are you there? Steve, can you hear me over the comms?
Yep.
Set a course for the Allforge, Starforge, the Allspark. That thing that we
Just keep track of the thing that we had mentioned earlier.
It was surrounded by metallic sphere things that were attacking us.
The minefield.
The minefield.
Yes. The Allspark. Remember the Allspark? You wanted to get your body back, but you already got your body back.
I don't remember anything.
What do you mean don't remember anything? Go back to the coordinates we marked down.
What coordinates?
Looks like Steve's on the fritz.
I'm perfectly fine.
Sparks.
So he's
That
been
was still in Yggdrasil space.
No, I think
Right.
it
You wanna
was,
go to
it was wild space. We were in.
You want to go to the tree?
No, not the tree. Let's just get out of the sphere. Let's get out of the plane of fire.
That's okay. Roger, Roger. Hits the intercom. Looks over at Mark. Is he okay?
I don't like giving him such vague instructions.
Yes, well, I would have thought he would have remembered that Allspark. It was very important to him.
You get the impression that his memory's been compromised.
Yes. Wonder if there's any other compromisation.
Your navigation computer is on the fritz.
Now I need to go inspect Steve for malicious subroutines.
Later,
Okay.
later. Let's get out of this plane of existence. It's too hot here.
Yeah. Steve is engrossed in the activity. He then notices that there is a Duncan next to him. Hi. I don't believe we've met.
Oh, what the hell?
It's getting worse.
Okay, I take the memory crystals from his now vacant body, right? Like, has he transferred his consciousness into the ship, or?
No, he's in his body.
Okay, I want to upload the ship's consciousness into the body.
What are you doing with that connection?
I'm helping you remember what you should know.
Well, I do not consent.
You should consent. You experienced these things. Is this not standard procedure?
Mark,
Yes.
who is this?
That is Duncan, the famous author. He wrote some books.
Where's Freedom?
Oh, he's he's just standing on the in the space where the resurrection happened, going. What is my purpose?
Freedom. Let me show you what the generator can do. Look, you can have purpose here.
He takes out the ship's instruction manual.
Infinite possibilities. Infinite possibilities.
First, we teach Freedom how to open a book.
Wait, does he know how to read? Okay, looks like we have to teach you how to read first, and then you can know the ship. Oh, freedom. It's hard to be free when you can't read.
I will spend my time teaching Freedom to read. Would that be an intelligence check, or...
It can be taken care of in the background. It's okay.
Alright, cool.
Okay, not since Barbarians have we had characters that were unable to read. Barbarians these days, they can read, can't they? Crazy.
He might take barbarian levels.
Makes sense, right? Makes sense. It's like, I would like to rage. Okay, so Steve is like, Mark, could you, like, I don't know, who is this? Why is this? Why?
He
saying that I'm-
is He is a friend of the ship. He came with us. Do you not recall him?
No,
Unfortunate.
not at all. Okay, so I'm starting to suspect that I do need memory
Very
upload.
much so. He is not
Can
new.
you do it? Where's Rort? Can Rort do it? I trust Rort.
Rourt's like
We are working on
A,
the same ship. We
B.
need to trust each other.
No offense, but Rort, are you there?
Right,
Steve.
I'll go give Freedom the philosophical framework to understand how to handle knowledge.
Okay.
All right.
So Rort reinstalls Steve's memories, and Freedom says, "Oh, there's a much better way," and basically Vulcan mind melds with Duncan.
Freedom.
Your thoughts
Freedom.
to my thoughts? Yeah. Your thoughts to my thoughts.
I don't think that would be good. Melding. No. Freedom. Don't ever do that. Don't ever mind meld with anyone, especially if you don't know them.
But I do.
It's very dangerous.
He is like my mental father.
Let's just.
He is my brain daddy.
Let's just. Okay, first we're gonna get. Okay, mind melding later. Let's try the ship first, then we can try the mind melding later. So I put the ship's history, the ship's log, back into Steve.
Mm-hmm.
Does he remember the Allspark?
Oh, and the phlogiston. Right. 500 years.
Do you remember when we were activated? We were on Idrisil and we were in Staceyed.
Yeah, I remember putting you guys in stasis.
And then you remember coming here? Where did your memories stop?
I transferred a copy of myself into the ship, and then I left.
Yes. Wait, is that all you can remember?
And then the trip back. Yeah, well, there's nothing to do while we're
Do
waiting.
you remember a
for fuel to come back.
Warforged called Gear?
Just recently. Yeah.
Wait. So you mean Gear was not there before?
On Yggdrasil?
No, on Pasha Ubla's services.
500 years ago?
Correct.
No.
Do you remember who hired the ship? What our
Pasha
mission?
did.
Okay, that's fine. Okay, well, you know enough now.
Pasha sent us to... We weren't supposed to be anywhere near Yggdrasil. We were going to one of the Prime Worlds.
Which Prime World?
Faerun, Toril,
Oh,
Tyrellian space.
that
Tyrellian
place.
space.
Okay. Well, set a course for Torel. And
That's where we're going.
good. Are we still in the Plane of Fire right now?
Yeah, we're about to transition. See that big flying mountain out the front? The one that looks like a dwarf head. That's what we're following, okay? Stop telling me what to do. We're following that thing because the beeping thing is pointing at that. It's pretty obvious. Right?
Okay,
So
well,
I'm
you
sitting
couldn't remember who Duncan was, and you didn't remember what the Allspark was, so we just assumed that you were fried. But it looks like you're better now. So,
and it took you that long to figure out to put my memories back in my head. Thank you very much.
You were very angry about having your memories replaced.
Of course I was. I would do the same to you.
Also, look at your arms.
I mean, I thought of it right away, but you
Right.
weren't cool.
Also, I pull out a mirror and I show it to him. This is what you look
I'll
like
listen
now.
to you, Duncan. Yay! I'm back to normal. Thank God.
Oh.
This is what he normally look like?
Yeah.
Okay.
Wow. Interesting choice.
Well, Steve's back online, so that's one less thing to worry about. I guess we should give the Warforged the full tour. So I go to the 3 Warforged and talk to the Warlock one. He goes.
Nice ship you've got here. It's good to feel alive. I guess it's the same as being dead though, so either way, flying is more fun when you can move about. I was getting tired of being rusted.
Steve's head rotates around on his shoulders to look back at that voice.
So,
I guess I know that. Are these Warforged? They know each other?
It's up to you.
So it was Bones.
But I remember that voice.
It was Bones,
Slinky,
and
DARPA.
Dorpa.
DARPA.
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 it's good to see you back in action, DARPA. Bright as ever.
Indeed, you.
Slink peeks out from behind the doorway, and he just puts his head back.
Vinky, you hiding around here?
No.
So Rort's like,
I think he's lying to us.
welcome to the generator. You'll be our crew for the next, whenever. Sorry to feel like you're being conscripted to some degree, but I'm sure that we'll be able to work out an arrangement. Let me show you your quarters. And I lead them through to the crew quarters.
So the ship is perfectly outfitted for Warforged. It's got oil baths, it's got equipment bays, it's got everything a Warforged would need.
Here's your
Slink is
oil bar.
following at a distance, like dodging from cover to cover. So he knows what the hell's going
maintenance
on.
Bay. Here's the stasis room, which we have been in for the past 500 years, so it does work. And here is the helm. And here is Steve. He is our navigator. Recently reacquired his body. Steve, this is, what was your names again?
Bones, good to see ya.
DARPA.
That
Did you
one's Slinky.
push your-
He's pretty quiet.
Push your push to talk for that?
Yes.
Good.
My name is Stevedore. I am the pilot. What?
I
Did you,
said
forget,
it.
did you forget his proper name was Stevedore?
He never told us.
It was a while ago.
No, because I wrote his name down as soon as we told him. Or maybe I just thought that was a joke.
All right.
Stevedore.
Both DARPA and Mark chuckle a little.
What level are these Warforged?
6.
They're level
6.
6? Okay.
Mhm.
They're on par with us, so we don't need to worry about them dying suddenly, hopefully.
Why worry? So, you exit from the plane of fire. Steve goes through a vortex, which leads to... it's kind of like a cosmic color pool that allows the ship to power through into the phlogiston. Essentially, it gets closer and closer to the border of the plane of fire with the plane of radiance, and he sort of veers off before immolation happens and pops out into the phlogiston. And you're hurtling through space. To save time and energy, he basically moors the ship tight up against the hull of the Aza Fortress, which is hurtling through space.
Aza Fortress?
Yeah.
The dwarf
So imagine
man?
It's a dwarf fortress.
It's a dwarf fortress. So picture this. Inside this stone monolith, which is a size of a small castle, not a huge castle, a moderate fortress, is instead of an engine and a helm, there is a workshop, there's a foreman, and they are all furiously crafting in the name of Moradin. The divine energy which they are letting off as they craft wondrous items is propelling the ship through space.
That's fucking crazy.
Yeah. That's spelljammer for you. So
it's kinetic based?
No, it's faith based. It's faith based propulsion.
Okay, so I thought it was like the energy that came off of them making it was doing it, but it's off of the energy from them believing.
It's purely dwarven. It doesn't work for anybody else. It's just dwarven power. Yep.
Dwarfs are fucked.
Pretty awesome.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
When
they arrive at their destination, they've got ready-made goods.
Can we like say hello, board them, or is it like strictly?
I think that would be a terrible idea.
Yeah, let's go uninvited into a ship full of fanatical dwarves made of fire.
Do we have anything to trade with them?
Your lives, blows, insults.
All right, I guess we'll just leave it be then.
I mean, it's up to you. Totally, you can do what you want.
Oh, I take out that firebolt zapper thing that we found from the gargoyles, and I try to use it now. Worth a shot.
Yeah. It is highly useful for holding down pieces of paper in breezy conditions.
That's why I kept it.
Yeah. All right. So, essentially, next stop on your journey will be the wild space of Toril.